Hello friends, welcome back to Cosmopolitan Cornbread. I'm bringing you into the kitchen today to make a recipe that I think might be Mr. Smith's new favorite cookie bars, judging by how quickly he went through the whole pan of them. These are Skillet Cappuccino Bars. So I'm going to start off with 2 tablespoons of instant espresso powder. This is not coffee beans, this is instant version. And I'm combining that in a small dish with about a tablespoon of hot water and giving it a stir to dissolve the instant espresso. Look at how rich that is already. Now I'm just going to set this little dish aside for the time being while I work on the rest of the ingredients. In my small bowl, I'm starting off with my dry ingredients. I need 2 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon and a half of baking powder, a teaspoon of salt, I'll just give those a quick stir and then we'll set that aside for a minute. Now in my mixing bowl, I'm going to start off with 2 eggs. I'm going to give those a quick whisking. And to the eggs, I'm going to add in 1 cup of brown sugar, and a half a cup of granulated sugar. Now my camera battery died, so I didn't get the vanilla part, but you'll also want to add in a teaspoon of vanilla extract and stir that in with your wet ingredients here. Next I'm adding in 2 sticks or 1 cup of unsalted melted butter. And mine was a little on the warm side, so I'm making sure to stir real well while it goes in. Once that's mixed together, I'm going to go ahead and add in my dry ingredients. And I'm just going to stir those together with the whisk until they're nice and combined. Now it's time to add in that rich espresso flavor. These are cappuccino bars after all. We'll just stir that in. And now it's time for some chopped nuts. Now I'm using pecans today, but you can do another variation of these cappuccino bars using hazelnuts and adding in a little bit of hazelnut extract into the batter. We're going to need about a half a cup of the chopped nuts. I love this handy little nut chopper. Lets you see exactly how many you got. And we're just going to stir those in. Alright, so I'm grabbing my 10-inch cast iron skillet and I'm going to line this with some parchment paper. And the easiest way to make parchment paper take on the shape of a pan is to crumple it up first and then just shape it around the edges. It takes a second, but then it works perfectly. You've probably seen me do this several times in videos. Now we're just going to add in the batter and spread it out in the pan. If you don't have a 10-inch cast iron skillet, you can of course make this in a cake pan. A 10-inch one would be best, but you can use a 9-inch one. The bars are just going to be a little bit thicker. You could also use a square baking pan as well. You just might need to adjust your baking time, test it with a toothpick to make sure you don't need to bake it a little bit longer. So after baking 25 to 30 minutes, again, test it with a toothpick to make sure it's done. I'm going to let that cool for a little bit, and then I'm going to add on just a little drizzle of some glaze for the final touch. I used 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and just a tiny little splash of milk, just enough to make it able to be drizzled. And there you go, y'all. Delicious, buttery, moist and chewy cappuccino bars. I did a lot of baking on this particular day. Not only did I make these dessert bars, but I also baked some challah. This is a new recipe for my website. It'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks. This was a good day of baking. If you would like to get this recipe, you can get the full recipe in a printable version on my website, cosmopolitancornbread.com. I will put a link to that in the video description down below. Thanks for joining me here again at the homestead. God bless, and I'll talk to y'all next time.